So sorry.
It's
there.
1 mile. Take Garden State Parkway south on the right. Take Garden State Parkway south on the right. Continue on Garden State Parkway for about 2 miles.
As I say, most influential people, yeah, so, I think I was talking about my Spanish teacher. She's, crap, he's not gonna let me over. Yeah, welcome to the Driscoll Bridge, but, my Spanish teacher is probably one of the more influential people in my life. She actively listens to me and helped me work through a lot of the stuff that I've been dealing with. Last year I was in and out of the classroom a lot due to medical issues, due to my back surgeries, and holy crap, it's windy. The fun of going over the Driscoll Bridge in the wind, and I shouldn't really be doing 60 miles an hour on a bridge. So, as I was saying, my Spanish teacher is probably one of the more influential people in my life. She worked with me through a lot of the issues I had, and it's just, she's always, like, willing to talk to me and help me out, and she's just there. Every time I need her for something, she's there, and it's just one of those things that you can't not have somebody who understands you. You always need somebody to understand you. You need somebody to be there and understand how you feel and make sure that you're understanding what you need to and getting through the hardest part of your life. The hardest part of my life so far has just been last year. I mean, I've had a lot of issues with family members and illness and disease, and just having somebody I can just vent to and have them understand unbiased at how I see things is just like, it's mind-blowing. You don't have that opportunity every day, but you usually find somebody. And I found her, and she understands how I feel and how I think and how I react. And she understands the struggles and the pain and the torture I've been through just end a sentence. And it's just very hard for me to find myself in a comfortable position to talk to somebody who I haven't known for a long time, but she's got this calming effect to just let me open up and let me release all the inner issues and the struggle and the wants and the needs, and she's just there. It's just one of those things that a lot of people get creeped out by. I've had
4 miles. Take exit 1. 23 on the right to Sayreville.
I've had people get creeped out by me talking about my family and my family life and how my parents are just not, I don't want to say they're not part of my life, but they're not very active in a lot of this stuff because they're always too busy trying to provide medical support and family support. And I'm usually doing the same thing, but I still have time to reward myself with my hard effort. It's just one of those things that not everybody has a confidant, and I found that in my Spanish teacher. I mean, don't get me wrong, my parents are still part of my life, but they're just not part of who I am most of the time. They don't understand how I think and how I react and how I talk and what's important to me. My mom, especially, as much as I love her, she doesn't understand the things I do and why I do them. She doesn't understand why I like driving. She doesn't understand why I like the internet, and she tries to make sure that I'm decent in society, but she's not trying to comprehend my personality. She tries very hard to make me turn into her, and I'm not her. She just can't understand that. Sure, I look and I sound and almost a spitting image of her, according to a bunch of people, but she's just not understanding that I'm not her. I'm not Miss Honors student. I didn't skip grade. I didn't graduate 43rd out of my class of 900. I'm me. I'm myself. I do what I do because I have to, not because I want to. I do what I do because I have to. And yes, I understand everybody has their own issues and their own struggles and their own battles to fight, but she just doesn't understand that my battles are not the same battles she fought. My fights are because I have different values, and she just doesn't comprehend that I'm more like my father, or I'm more different than she is. And I'm not conforming or stooping to her level or anything like that, but there are times where I can get manipulative, and that's because I need to get manipulative to get what I need. It's just sort of overwhelming at times to live in my family. And don't get me wrong, I love my family, but they're a bunch of wackadoodles. My dad works his ass off. Yes, he works. He does what he has to, and he tries his best. But there are just efforts that they don't put in, and they don't put effort into understanding who I am. They don't put effort into taking time to learn who I am. They don't take time to respect who I am. They just take time for themselves, and I mean, I'm always the kid on the sideline where the parents never show up. They always have explanations of why they didn't show, or something happened and they couldn't make it. And don't get me wrong, I understand, but don't tell me you're going to come and not show. And it's just one of those things that irks me, is that they don't tell me. They don't tell me that they're not going to show. They tell me, oh, it's okay, I'll show up, and they never get there. They always fall short, and they always cut off, and it just frustrates me, because I do what I have to keep the house running, and they don't have the decency to make the time for me.